Moon event as Killer, and I usually go against sweaty survivors, so that's why I named it the way I did. And they're usually salty. We'll get this set up and then we'll get going. Sorry, I'm a little bit later than I normally am. We'll get this done. So you know what? I'm gonna stick with what I had. Trying to figure out 1, 2. I'm wondering if I should use this or if I should use the other one. Because this one could be very useful as well. So we'll try it this way first. Let me look this up. Just looking this up real quick. Oh wow. Sorry, I'm just looking for something real quick. Oh, this thing's really not answering me properly. Sorry, I'm just looking something up real quick. It's taking forever. Alright, so we'll run it this way. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna start that process though. Alright, well, I know it's gonna be like sweaty anyways, so whatever I do find, we'll try it this way and then we'll try it the other way. GTB, GTB. Oh yeah, these guys are gonna be great. Oh, fuck you. You see that? You see that? 2 toolboxes and 2 flashlights. Remember that combination I told you about? So whenever you see 2 toolboxes and 2 flashlights, you know they're gonna be super, super greasy. They're probably gonna break hooks and try to blind you. That's almost guaranteed. It's weird having to wait 2 minutes to get a match. That's weird. It's just normally, like when you play normal DVD, it's usually like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to find a match. Now we're up to 2 minutes. It's really odd. Doesn't normally take 2 minutes to find a match. Oh, there you go. Speaking of matches, I'm sure it's going to be greasy. And I'm sure if I beat them, they're going to be salty. Oh wait, they're all on crossplay, never mind. So you got Invoice, this is a Swift group by the way. Invoice Thunder, pretty good job so far. Omega Snake Boss, so this is definitely a Swift. And they readied up right away, so guaranteed. Nobody in that group is random. Well, possibly the one on the end, but I doubt it. It's probably a friend of theirs. It just depends on the map that we get to. So they did not nerf Call of Brine, by the way, because I looked into this further. It says 50%, but that's the new way that they're wording it. It equals 150% still. So, because I was concerned about that. Why would you nerf a perk that, you know, is definitely needed? I could have swore I saw a Survivor go this way. Ah, you fucking cheater, sucking cunt. Did you see that fucking sprint burst that she got before she got the flag? Yeah. I don't fucking think so, bitch. Somebody's hiding. I'm gonna start checking lockers right now. Yep, knew you were hiding there, you cocksucker. Oh, you fucking faggot. You're fucking getting it, slut. You're going down, whore. I don't know how she's running so fast, but I think this cocksucker's a cheater. Don't worry, there's a hook to get you to, don't worry. Perfect hit. That's stupid. Good thing I have no, I don't have no way out. It's fully regressed. Come on, you fucking sprint burst, bitch. These little faggots. I'm healing. What's up? What's up? Uh-oh. Yeah, she's a good candidate to kill. Nice. Just gonna go up here and do her little loop. Oh god, this reaction face is good. It's hilarious. Here, watch this. This one's dead. No, these guys are sweaty, so I'm not really worried about it. Two ways. Still regressing. Why are you coming to seek me out? Like, you're gonna say I tumbled you, right? Well, she's got decisive strike. Did you see how she seeked me out? You're next. Where's he going over here? He's over at the other door. He'll probably leave this guy to die. I got one guard left. One's ready and the second one's about to be ready. Well, that was a good game for me. Those guys were really trying to sweat in that game. I think they were trying to sweat hard in that game, to be honest. Holy. And then he thought that I was going to let him get his friend off the hook. I'm like, what do you think this is? Charity week? My job as a killer is to kill anything I see in that match. So, like, So typically what survivors will do is when you hook somebody and then, you know, a generator gets finished and that's the last one that gets finished. If you stay by the hook that you just hooked somebody on, and this is what like 99.9% of killers do when the generators get completed and you hook somebody, we're not leaving the person on the hook for you to get off the hook. We're going to protect our kill. Survivors will be like, oh, you camp the hook. It's like, okay, let's define camping the hook. Now, I mean, when you look at it, okay, sure. But you got to put it into perspective that during the match, if I was to stand beside a hook during the match, like when the generators are still active, they're going to be able to unhook themselves, right? But the minute they finish the 5th gen, that shuts off. And it shuts off for a good reason. Because now, anything goes. The minute that 5th generator gets completed, the anti-camping of the hook turns off. And it's not going to change. Because that's basically their way of saying, you know, what if you had no kills at all, right? So now anything goes. We do it to put pressure on them. They're either going to leave or they're going to try to come for the save. That guy decided to try to come for the save, but, well, it didn't work out too good. I think he figured that he was gonna make it to the exit gate if he just taunted me. But like he didn't even get past the first part. He didn't get very far at all actually. And he went down. And he went down hard. Now they were all on crossplay, so thank God. And I say thank God because had they not been on crossplay and they were on the same system as me, then there would have been some, probably would have been some messages. Because I don't know why, but for some reason in this game they just can't take losing, or, well, I should say both. They can't take losing or winning, because if they win against you and you don't get a kill, or you only get 1k for example, they'll still message you and be the same way. Let me do this. See if I can get some more stuff. Has that reset yet? Let me see. $10 minutes, okay. Anyways, yeah, so if you win, they don't like it. If you lose, then they really want to gloat about it, or whatever you want to call it. This perk works. I'm not sure if this perk works. I think I might switch it because, and I'm going to tell you this why I think I need to switch it, because it only works on regular generators. So if they're working on a blood generator, you don't get skill checks on the blood generators at all. So I was thinking, you know, maybe they might do the more of the other ones, but since they're not using, or since it doesn't work on blood gens, like the blood basin ones, you know, the ones where you pour the blood into it, it doesn't work on those ones because there's no skill checks. Let me see if the other one works though. Or is it under the same thing? Let me see. This one also doesn't. Okay, so Call of Brine. So you're better off to run. I don't know. So they really did screw you here, because now you think about this for a minute. You can't even use Call of Brine. Well, you can get the regression for it. The regression part of it's gonna work great, but the skill check part, like if they go do the generator, like if it's a blood basin one, they're not going to get a difficult skill check because there is no skill checks on those particular generators. I think there should be. Just like any other regular gen, you're pouring blood into it, there should be, you're getting progress. There should be. So, if they're on a blood generator, that's why this doesn't activate unless they're on a regular gen. Same thing with this, right? You'll get the regression speed, but when they go back to the gen to do it again, that's not going to apply because there's no skill checks on those gens. And there's 4 of these gens, right? So the most likely cases they're going to try to do the blood ones first. Now that's not to say that you won't find people that are on the regular gens too, because I had one regular gen that somebody did or was trying to do, and they couldn't get it. Actually, I ended up regressing it all the way to 0. That's the only problem with these limited capability ones, is the skill checks. So the only way this is going to work is if they're on a regular gen. Just like this, Merciless Storm won't work on those blood things either, only the regular gens. Same thing with this, Hunter's Lullaby is only going to apply to regular gens. All these are usually, all these ones that you see the pointing, the arrow, they're all regression ones. Like I said, Call of Brine is still useful if you hit a blood gen, because you'll still get the 150% for 70 seconds. You just won't get the second part of it, which is when there's no skill check, so you're not going to know if they're at that gen. Which makes me wonder if this works. Hold on, let me see. Surveillance does not seem to have any kind of issues, actually. But you notice these, right? Because these are just these two here, this one and this one are just regression ones, right? So they're gonna work for sure. But this works too. It's just the second part of this doesn't work. That's why you have the arrow and it says limited compatibility. Because what they're talking about, like I said, what they're talking about is the second part of this is not going to matter because there's no skill checks on the blood gens, on the blood basin gens. But you'll still get the speed if you hit it. You'll still get that part of it. You just won't know if they're at the gen because there's no skill checks. Still useful though, trust me. I was able to slow down quite a few blood basin gens with this perk, plus this. Because these all activate. These two will activate together. When I hit a gen, it'll lose 20. Okay, so this says 15%, so I want to clarify this because some people think this is a nerf. So it's not. It is and it isn't. Okay, so you lose when you hit a generator in the past with this ability, it would only take away the current progress. It would only go towards the current progress. Now it goes for total progress, which makes it stronger. But the part that people are confused about right now is they're like, oh, they nerfed it, it's only 15%. But it's actually 20. So you get 5 for kicking it. So that 5% that you, when you're using this, the 5% you get from kicking it actually applies to this as well. So the total overall percentage that you lose off a generator is still 20%. It's just they've worded it differently. And trust me, this is stronger because I've been using it quite a bit. It's quite strong actually. And it goes hand in hand with this. Okay, so as soon as you kick the gen and it loses its 20% more progress total overall, this kicks in for the regression speed immediately. It's 150%. I know it says 50, but it's not. It's just the way they worded it. It's actually still 150%. They're just not saying that. So that still goes. And then if I can go out and find another generator, then I can use this as well, which is which is Vecna's ability, where you look at a generator from 20 meters away and you can make it explode and lose 10% progress. And it starts regressing at a regular speed, whatever the regular regression is. I think it takes, if the gen was almost done and you hit it with this, I think if I read this correctly, I think it takes like over 120 seconds to completely regress. That's why this game needs more regression perks, because if you do the math and you look at the way the regression currently works before you do any of this, like if you just, if you just went into a match and all you did was had other perks and you had no regression perks, you wouldn't last. Now, let's go to the flip side of things. On the Survivor side of things, Fast Track still works, by the way, but only on the regular gens. That's why it has limited compatibility. It doesn't work on the Blood ones. However, potential energy? Potential energy works really good on the Blood basins. So you get the good regression speed from this if you use it. However, you don't know if they're going to be at the gen because the second part of this doesn't work, because that's where the compatibility it comes in, right? It allows you to have the regression speed, but not the second part of it. Same thing with the other one, Overcharge. Overcharge will give you its initial 130% regression speed, but you won't get the difficult skill check on that gen because it doesn't have any skill checks. That's why you have all these arrows for these abilities, because it's telling you basically anything that has to do with skill checks on those gens, forget it. Huntress's Lullaby, same thing. There's no skill checks, so it's useless on those gens. And there's 4 of those gens, by the way. So you got to think about this. I would go with Pop and Turn Back the Clock for sure, because you can hit 2 different generators with that. And one of the generators you hit with it, these two will come together. Or you could get rid of this. I wouldn't per se get rid of this one because it's handy to take another 10% off a different generator. You just won't get this part of it with it. That's the problem. Or you could take this and Overcharge together with this, and you could get a beast of a regression speed, because they do stack. Call of Brine, Pop, Oppression, and Overcharge, they all stack together if you hit a generator. So like I said, the only difference is if it has to do with skill checks, then you won't get that part, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. You'll still get the regression speed, so whatever. But Pop Goes the Weasel, even in regular DVD, Pop Goes the Weasel is stronger now. Especially if you put it with like Call of Brine, and I'd probably run this the same way in regular DVD. The only difference between that is I would get the whole thing instead of, Call of Brine would work for both things, where it doesn't for this. And I go against a lot of sweats, and even if they don't bring a flashlight with them, they will have a flashlight. They always find them. Almost every game. I took it off one time when I saw the survivors didn't have any flashlights, And as soon as I got in that game, the first time I knocked someone down, there was 2 survivors with flashlights. Boom. Because if they bring appraisal with them, they can open a chest and then they could rummage through it twice. So the chances of them getting a flashlight is pretty good. Or they use the one where they get a flashlight automatically. I think it's Champion of Light that guarantees them a flashlight when they look through a chest. So I brought my Champion of Light right here. Here's my Champion of Light counter. And I usually go against the greasy ones. Like this last squad that I just destroyed. They got the gens completed, but I end up killing them all. Ooh, we got some TTBs. There's a flashlight. So you can't see what they're running either, right? Like, obviously that wouldn't be fair if you could. There's another flashlight, see? It's 2. You know what? Ew, that stinks so bad right now. That stinks really bad. I can smell it from here. TTB times 3, oh my god, I can smell this shit. And then you know what they're gonna do if they win? Because this is what they do. I've lost before to some TTBs that were, and they send you messages, and they're nasty ones too. And it's the same thing if you beat them too. I had a TTB that was here's a good one for you. I beat a TTB before who was a partner, okay? Who was a partner with Twitch, not an affiliate, a partner with Twitch. And I beat them so bad, and got a message that was so nasty. I probably should have done something about it, but I didn't. So the reason why they're still a partner is because I didn't bother to report it. I should have. The message I got, I should have. Because that would have been an instant no partner. Because they don't tolerate that shit. But it just blew my mind. Like you're a partner with Twitch and you're messaging people like that? Like, wow. That's very stupid, to be honest. Good thing I was nice about it and I didn't do anything about it. Because I figure I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and if they don't shut up, then, you know. I secretly give them one chance. Right? And if they don't shut up, then I deal with them. Because there's no reason for that. Just because you won or just because you lost, you know, it doesn't matter. There is no place for that in this game. It's a video game. Let's go. If you find yourself messaging the killer every single time you play the game, then there's problems. Major problems. Vice versa, if you're a survivor, if you're a killer and you're messaging survivors, same thing. It's okay to message somebody and say GG's. I've done that before, many times. And not as a sarcastic way either, like, just legitimately GG's, like, because it was a good game. And I had one survivor who did not like that. They were really salty about it. Who's that? Hold on a second. Yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. They got really salty about me saying GG's. They're like, and they just went off half-cocked. I was like, there is, ways people say GG's. Maybe it wasn't a good game for you, but it was a good game for me. And it's not because I won, it's because it was actually a legitimately good game. That's the way I saw it anyways. Now, the last game I just played, a couple minutes ago there was one survivor who I hooked, and then I was going to do the gens, and I didn't go near her, I didn't bug her. She legitimately came and seeked me out, and literally tried to get me to get her. So, she kept getting in my way, so I smashed her down. I was like, alright. Or, sorry, I injured her, because she got healed. And then she proceeded to taunt me some more, so I killed her. It's like, okay. And then I think that was my second kill. Yeah. Yeah, second kill. Then there was 2 people left. One guy was trying to keep me distracted while the other guy did the gen. But that didn't work out too good because I sent my guard over just as he was finishing the gen to get him injured. Then I hooked the other guy that was down because I don't leave people on the ground very long. Because I know that they have conviction and all that stuff. Not just that, but I'm not a dick either. I don't bleed people out for no reason. You have to give me a really good reason for me to bleed your ass out. I have done it before, don't get me wrong. But I legitimately had a good reason to do so. It was one of those, there was one survivor in the group that was being, toxic, sending me messages and while they were playing. So, I literally bled them out on the ground. I let them die. Anybody that went near them went down. Think of it like Basement Bubba, only above ground, and instead of guarding the treasure chest, you're guarding their body. I've only done that about twice, and it was because they were toxic. So I was making an example of them. This is what happens when you're toxic. This is how I treat you. Yeah, they didn't like it too much. You know what, though? They didn't message me after that. I thought for sure they were going to message me more. After I did that, nope. Completely silent. Not even anything. Their friends kept trying to get them down, and I just knocked her right back down. And then they got the point. They got the point, okay, he's not letting that person up, we're just leaving. And that's what they did. And then there was this, when was this? This was the other day, this happened again. There was a survivor, I don't think I had any kills because they were really greasy. Or no, I had one. That's right, I had one. And everybody else got out except for one person. And they were at the exit gate, and there was a pallet that was down, and they were going back and forth on the pallet, creating that loud noise notification, bang, 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 bang. So I'm using this character, and I always use the banner. I always use this banner, which stops them from leaving. So I sent my guard ahead, through the pallet, through to the exit gate. I hear the chase happening. I get my next guard ready, and I'm getting closer. And they're teabagging, and they go to leave and realize they can't leave because they're in a chase with the guard, and it blocks the exits. So they get hit by the guard, and they teabag again. I send another guard in, it starts a chase, they can't leave again. And now they're standing there looking at me like, oh. I come in, swat them down. They still can't leave. Sorry, I didn't swat them down. Let the guard swat them down. They still can't leave. After the guard drops them, they still can't leave for another 5 seconds. I literally think that behavior made this character, with its ability to use the banner, to put kind of a balance with the toxic shit at the exit gates. And I love it. I think they did it on purpose. They gave it the ability to stop people from leaving. As the kind of like their way of saying, you want to sit there at the exit gates and be toxic? Well, you're not leaving now. And you're definitely not leaving now. The old way the knight worked is they could leave. They couldn't leave for 5 seconds, but your chances of you couldn't summon a second guard because it took a long time for it to come back. Once they separated each guard with its own cooldown, that's when the knight became 1,000% more dangerous than before, because he has 3 separate guards that have 3 separate cooldowns. Oh, I know exactly where you're going. I don't know why my guard can't catch him. I mean, that's craziness. I saw her through the thing. Little cockroaches. Just got boiled over. Isn't that nice? It's not gonna work, but yeah, I could try. Try it again, are we? That's my assassin chasing her. Yeah, he got her. Oh my god, really? Nice try, prick. You want to be sweaty? I'm sorry. I have no mercy for sweats. What the? I have zero mercy for sweats. You think I'm going to show you mercy because you're sweaty? And that's how you stop people from leaving. Do 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 do. So what were they running? We got Dead Hard, we got Fixated. I don't know why everybody thinks this is a meta, this Fixated shit. I kill everybody that uses it, so I don't know why they think it's good. But we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That's the thing that's going around now. Everybody's like, oh wait, let's use Fixated, it's so good. Doesn't stop me. We'll make it Bond, Resurgence, What's this? Poised, that means when they do the gen they can see my aura. And then this one had, look at this, Flip Flop, Boil Over, Power Struggle, and Tenacity. Like, greasy. I killed her first, by the way. She was the first one to die, the Fang. Simply because I hate Fangs anyways, because they usually run these kind of things. I know they run this kind of shit. Most of the Fangs that I face, because they're usually sweaty. So I usually murder them first. Just to get that problem out of the way. Once I get that problem out of the way, the rest is easy. It's funny. As soon as you get that out of the way, it's all good. I got 5 of those now. So for those that don't know about these arrows and why your perks say limited compatibility with this game mode, it means it works, but sort of. So with this particular one here, there's no skill checks on those blood basin gens, and so the second part of this doesn't really count. And the second part of this is whenever somebody gets a good skill check, it will give you a noise at the generator. But because the blood basin gens don't have skill checks, you won't get that part of Call of Brine. However, you will still get the regression speed that it offers when you hit the generator, regardless. I run Pop because Pop is really strong, and these two stack on top of each other. So when I hit the gen, it loses 20%. I know it says 15%, but it's the way they do it now, it's still 20%. It's just the kick is now the 5%. When you kick the gen, you get the 5%, and then the other 15% is more. And this is total progress. Not the way it used to work was current progress. It would take away current progress. So it wasn't as strong. It seemed like it was, but it wasn't. It's a lot stronger now. Anyways, after you hit the gen and it loses its 20%, this kicks in immediately at 150%. I know it says 50%, it's the way they worded it. I already asked about this. Again, like I said, the skill check part of things, it's not going to work. But you will get the regression speed of 150%. So once it loses 20%, it's immediately. And trust me, I've seen this in action, and I've seen a gen that was almost done go down to almost nothing within 30 seconds or so, just from initially hitting it and losing that 20% immediately. It was a huge, like if you were to go by bars, it was huge. Now I threw this in there as a wild card because I like this one too, because it takes 10% away from a generator, but these two don't stack. Because you hit the generator from 20 meters away by just looking at it and pressing the button, and it explodes and it loses 10% and starts regressing. So you have to kick the gen for this to work, for this one. That's why these two work together. That's okay, because the first gen I hit is going to lose massive, and then the second gen so it allows me to do this twice, basically, except I'm not getting this out of it. I could just go and hit another gen for 10% and take away from it. And then, yeah. Or I can take overcharge and throw it in place there, so that when I kick each gen I kick will get this when I have this available. It will get this, and overcharge stacks with all three of these things. Or like all three of them will stack together. So you'll get 150% there for 70 seconds, and then if you had overcharge here, you would get 130% for 30 seconds. Then it goes down to 85, which is still quite strong. Still puts you at 230% regression speed for a total of 70 seconds. So, yeah, you can regress. Or, option number 3 is you can use surveillance. Surveillance is, surveillance I've used in my builds before. And think of it like the Legion. The Legion has that one red ability that you can use, the one add-on, where you can see the progress of all the gens. It's the same idea, pretty much. You can see how far along they're going, so you know which ones to go to first. So if you see one start to go like yellow, you're like, alright, gotta get over there. For one round, I might put something on, like I might put that on actually, because then that's going to give me 600% blood points. Because right now, I'm only getting times 6 of base. So, I don't think I have to worry too much about these company banners, I'll get more. Oh, and Lightborn never comes off my build because there's always somebody or two in a match that I play, no matter which match it is, that has flashlights and they try to blind. So we're not giving them that ability. Not a fucking prayer. In order to process, a patch is required. A patch? Oh no, I gotta patch the game? Alright guys, I'll be right back. I want to see what this patch is all about. Yeah, I have to close the game, unfortunately. I should start streaming through my other device, that way I don't lose the stream. I'm really going to start to do that, and I think starting tonight, I think I'm going to start doing that again. That way, if there's a patch in a game that needs to happen, I can still be on the stream and go through the patch and then start the game back up and still have the stream. So I'm streaming through my PlayStation, so if a patch is required in a game, I have to shut the game down, which of course I lose the stream at the same time because it's a part of the thing, you know. So I'll be right back. I want to see what this patch is all about.